All lifts, lights, sounds fade, heaven hushes. The seventh seal is not a roar, it is the absolute pause before the final judgment. The elders fall silent, the worshippers stand still. The earth trembles under divine anticipation. This is not the absence of God, it is his interruption, the moment everything waits for. The Lamb stands ready, holding the scroll with 7 seals. Each seal broken has unveiled judgment, now the final is near. The sky splits open, an invisible crack where eternity stirs. The silence is not void, it is pregnant with destiny, and in that stillness, creation waits. Everything shifts. No thunder, no trumpet, no voice, just the quiet of heaven holding its breath. The seventh seal pauses time itself. Angels hold their wings, heaven watches, earth listens, and in that pause, the final act is set into motion, not by might, but by the one who holds all power. The silence is a doorway, into judgment, into mercy, into ultimate revelation. No man counts the cost yet, because no heart is ready. The Settimo Selo doesn't begin wrath, it unveils truth, and truth convicts. In that silence every secret listens, every soul trembles. This is the threshold, the final waiting. The silence before the storm of God's voice. The universe leans forward, creation braces, and you, standing in time, hear the stillness. Not absence, but invitation, because in the opening of that seal, eternity speaks, and you will listen. Then 7 angels appear, each holds a trumpet. They do not speak, they do not move, they wait, because the silence prepares the weight of their sound. The 7th seal is not the trumpet, but the breath before the blast. A divine pause before history's final acceleration. Another angel steps forward, different from the 7. He holds incense, golden, fragrant. It's not for display, it's for intercession. The prayers of the saints rise with the smoke. Heaven doesn't forget your cries. In this seal, even silence carries your voice. The golden censer is filled, not just with incense, but with fire from the altar. Then it is hurled to earth. Not gently, but with purpose. The silence ends with flame, thunder, lightning, earthquake. The calm gives way to consequence. The 7th seal is broken, and judgment begins. Now the angels lift their trumpets. Each breathes in, but not yet. The scene is set, the players ready. The silence has done its work. It exposed hearts, highlighted cries, separated truth from performance. The 7th seal is not just a moment, it's the curtain rising on eternity, and now, no more delay. The silence is gone. The first trumpet prepares to sound. The heavens no longer whisper, they roar, and everything that was held back by mercy will be released by judgment. The 7th seal is over. What comes next will shake both heaven and earth. Every moment of silence was sacred. It wasn't wasted, it was watched. Heaven measured every breath, and now, as the trumpets rise, the echoes of silence remain. They whisper to the faithful, "You were heard." The 7th seal was not a delay. It was divine calibration. People expected the end to scream, but it arrived whispering. The 7th seal proves that sometimes the most powerful move is silence, because silence forces you to listen, to feel, to decide. And now that it's gone, what remains is action, ready or not. The silence was divine mercy stretching time one last time. It wasn't weakness, it was patience. But patience has a limit. And when heaven stops speaking, earth starts shaking. The Lamb has waited. Now the trumpets will tell the rest of the story, and it won't be quiet. This is the moment before the unraveling, the final breath of peace. The silence becomes memory, and judgment becomes motion. The saints are ready. The world is not. The Lamb opens the 7th seal, and creation responds, because nothing stays still after heaven speaks. Now it begins. Trumpets poised, angels aligned. The Lamb has made his move, and silence has done its work. The seventh seal doesn't scream, it seals fate, and in its quiet echo, destinies are sealed. The next sound you hear won't be peace, it will be prophecy fulfilled. No thunder rolled, no angel shouted, but in the hush, heaven moved. That silence changed everything. It marked the turning point, the moment mercy paused and judgment stirred. The seventh seal was not a break in the story. It was the breath that divides time and eternity. As the last seal opens, we realize judgment is not just fury, it's order. The trumpets won't sound by chaos, but by divine orchestration. Every move is planned. Every blast is timed. And before the first trumpet, the silence makes sure you're listening. Think of every prayer you've whispered, every tear you thought heaven ignored. The seventh seal says otherwise. Those cries were caught, stored, remembered, and now they rise with the incense. Judgment doesn't forget justice. Silence wasn't neglect, it was storage. The silence was not empty, it was heavy, pregnant with divine intent. Angels held their breath not from fear, but from awe. The kind of awe that comes when God moves. The seventh seal proved God doesn't always shout to get your attention. Sometimes he just stops everything else. What will you do with the silence? Ignore it or listen? The seventh seal won't repeat itself, and once it breaks, the clock resets. This is your moment, not to fear, but to choose, because prophecy has spoken, silence has ended, and what comes next has already begun. The silence held more than stillness, it held secrets. And now, with the seventh seal broken, those secrets stir. No longer hidden, no longer delayed. The stage is set for the trumpets, the judgments, the outpouring. This is not fear, it's fulfillment. A divine sequence begins. Heaven has spoken through silence. Now earth will answer through fire. The angel hurls the censer and the judgment begins, not randomly, not cruelly, but precisely. Because mercy always comes first. And when silence ends, it's never because God forgot, it's because he remembered. The seventh seal was not just a pause, it was a final call. A moment for hearts to decide, for lives to return. And now that it has passed, only one question remains. What did you do with the silence? Because the next sound will not wait for your answer, it will declare it. When the silence ends, the heavens ignite, trumpets rise, angels move, and the Lamb, he watches. Because what begins now was written long before time. The seventh seal was never about sound, it was about surrender. And in its quiet, every soul was weighed. And so, the seventh seal closes, not with thunder but with truth. The world still spins, but not untouched. Heaven has spoken, the scroll is open, and now the trumpets will sound, not to warn, but to declare. The silence is over, the revelation has begun.